Hello BookTube, Sarah here and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm coming to you with part 2 of my May 2017 book haul. And I actually have a package to open at the end. I saved this. I got this like earlier this week and I've been waiting to film this so I could open it on camera for you guys. So let's jump in and get started with the actual books. So first of all, I finally got my my Harlequin subscription for my special edition books. About the 10th of May, I guess, they finally hit my account. And there's not a lot of information on these 4 books because, I don't know, they're just not updated on Goodreads for some reason. So I'm not too sure what all of them about, but they're all contemporary romances, so I'll just quickly show them to you guys. So the first one is The New Guy in Town, and this is by Teresa Southwick. And then the next one that I got, oh, and that is book number 9 in the Bachelors of Blackwater Lake series. The next one, and I really like this cover, is Wild West Fortune by Allison, Leigh. This is book number 6 in the Fortunes of Texas, the Secret Fortunes series. The next one is a Conard County Homecoming by Rachel Leigh. This is book number 52. 52 in the Conard County series. Good Lord, you could read one of these. You could literally read one of these a week and read them in a year. No, I'm not going to try that. I'm not that crazy. But yeah, I think this is obviously something about a war vet coming back. But I do. This is going to sound weird. I like the fact he's in a wheelchair. Like I like that he's disabled. It's kind of diversity for the whole diversity thing. That'll be kind of interesting to read about. So I'm looking forward to that one. And the last one is In the Cowboy's Arms by Vicki Thompson. And this is book number 9 in the Thunder Mountain Brotherhood. Love the cowboy cover. Gotta love those. And a quick side note as I'm talking about this. The first, I think, 8 books in the Thunder Mountain Brotherhood series were published under the Harlequin Blaze banner. The Harlequin Blaze books, which I buy and love. Sad note, I literally just found this out. The last Harlequin Blaze books are being published in July of 2017. They are getting rid of that series. It is now going to become something new, I think. I did a little bit of searching over the weekend, and I think it's going to be now called Harlequin Dare. And they're going to become even more spicy, or even more adult, if you will. And they were already pretty spicy and pretty adult. But I am sad about that because Blaze has been around for a long time. I also found out from a friend of mine, posted and sent me the link on Facebook that, I mean, she knows how much I love my Harlequins, that they, as of June of 2018, they are going to cease publication of the Harlequin super romance novels, which have been around for, oh god, probably close to 30 years now. They are also ceasing publication of the Nocturne line, which is one I didn't really read, so I'll be honest, that's not too much of a loss for me. Those are the paranormal romance. The Love-Inspired Historical, which is unfortunate. They were a good series. And there was a couple others, and I can't remember them right now. But yeah, there'll probably be more details to come on that, but it is still sad to hear. And I'm gonna, especially the Harlequin Super Romance, like, that's really the series that was the catalyst. I mean, I read the Duets novels first. They were some of the first Harlequin books I ever got into. But really, it was the Super Romance that really pushed me into reading more Harlequin, which is part of the reason why I love the special editions so much, because they are very similar in page length and style and type of novels. Like the Home Family, they're a little bit longer. I really do love them. But anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know about that if you were a Harlequin fan like I am. And yeah, so they are still going to be sold. It's not like you won't even be able to buy them anymore, but just no new ones are going to be published. So, just to explain a little bit. So, back into my book haul. Next up is a book that I showed you guys, or I talked about in a tag I think I did, the Netflix book tag last week. And that is No Darker Place by Debra Webb. She's a USA Today bestselling author, according to the cover. This is a romantic suspense novel. I do not know too much about it, but it was on for 99 cents. And, excuse me, I had one of my viewers tell me that it was still on for 99 cents, so I don't know, maybe it's good for till the end of the month. So, If you're interested, go and check it out on Amazon if it's something that you might be interested in reading. Next up is another book that I got on a deal. Of course, you guys know I don't like paying full price for books. And this one just sounded really interesting. It's called Forever Friday by Timothy Lewis. It's billed as a Christian fiction or Christian romance novel. But I was reading some of the reviews on Goodreads, and a lot of people were saying that no, it's not Christian in that aspect. And essentially what it's about, it sounds like it's like a historical novel, where it's about a couple that, over the course of 60 years, every single Friday, he writes her a postcard with a poem or something like that. And this other man in, like, current day, if you will, comes across all of these. So he, like, traces their romance. It sounds really interesting. It was like 99 cents or something like that, so I decided to pick it up. I thought it'll be good for something a little bit different. We'll see what I think. Next up, okay, this one was interesting. There's a story behind this book. So, I finished reading earlier this week, The Wrong Cowboy by Lauri Robinson. It's right on the cover of the book. Lauri Robinson. And it takes place in this small town. Now, it wasn't part of a series, but as you were reading the book, I felt like it could be part of a series because the way she talked about some of the other characters and their romances, I thought, maybe it's just not part of a series, but maybe the author has written about this town and some of these characters before, even though she hasn't officially put it as part of a series. So I was on Goodreads and I was looking through her back catalog, and I happened upon this book, and I looked at the cover and I went, I need to read that. So there's the cover. It is called Saving Marina, M-A-R-I-N-A, Marina, I think. But for a historical, do you see the way these guys are dressed? That's colonial. That is something you do not see very often in historical romance. Historical romance has like two major time periods, Regency and American West. This actually takes place in Salem around the time of the Salem witch trials. And it just, I thought, I need to read that. And I was reading some of the reviews on it, and they were quite favorable. You know, I just thought, this just sounds very, very different. And I applaud the author for stepping outside of the historical romance box and writing something in a time period that's not the norm. And especially a romance during such a brutal time in American history, if you will. A time that has not been romanticized in any way, shape, or form. As you guys know, I mentioned it in one video about, I think, like the Anything But Books tag, that the Salem witch trials is a subject that is very, very interesting to me. And I think this will be an interesting take on it. And I am really looking forward to reading it. So next up is a book that I had on pre-order, so it came in, and that is The Last Piece of My Heart by Paige Toon. This is the story of a woman who is a struggling writer, and she is hired by a family after the author, by the family of an author when the author either becomes too sick to write or passes away, and she's being asked to finish her novel, and then the story kind of goes from there. So it sounds really, really good, and I'm really looking forward to this one. I mean, I put it on pre-order, right? And two more books. Okay, two more ebooks, and then we're going to get into the package. So, I love getting the subscription box, and I watch a lot of videos of people doing unboxings of like, Bookhaul boxes, or, you know, like Book Riot, not Book Riot, they don't do, Book of the Month Club. I mean, Owl Crate not so much because they're YA, and you guys know I'm not a big fan of YA, but I still love the idea of a subscription box service. The problem is, living in Canada, almost all of them are in US pricing, and then once you convert it to Canadian and then add shipping, I was looking at Bookhaul last night, and it was $30 US, which, you know, you get a book and you get, you know, a couple of little doodads and stuff like that. But then they wanted $20 US to ship. Like, that's almost twice the price, and I'm not paying $59 US, which would probably be closer to $70 or even $80 Canadian for a single book. I just can't justify that. But I do love the idea of getting books that, you know, you don't know that you're getting, like kind of like a surprise. So with the Silhouette Special Edition ebook subscription that I get 4 of the books that are coming out in the previous month. So like those 4 that I talked about are all coming out in June. They're not due till June 1st. So, you know, I'm getting them, and it's not like it's a huge surprise because there is a coming soon feature on Harlequin that you can go and look at and see what books are coming out for the next 2 or 3 months. And, like, see if there's anything by a favorite author. But because I'm only getting 4 out of the 6, I don't know which 4 I'm getting. So it is a surprise. And I do look forward to the first of every month of going into my ebook library on Harlequin and seeing which 4 books I got. And it's a really relatively reasonable price for me. It's $20 Canadian, roughly. Give or take, depending on the price of the dollar at the time. That it's $12.99 US, essentially. And I really, really loved it. Or I really, really love it, and I want to keep the subscription going. I decided last night to also sign up for the Harlequin historical ebook subscription service. So that one is $15.99 a month, because the historical books tend to be a little bit pricier. But still, I'm getting 4 books for $16. That's $4 a book. That's not too bad at all. So because I signed up, you get 2 free books. So I got my 2 free books. I believe these are both from either November or December of last year, 2016. And one is a Regency and one is an American West. And so the Regency one is called Bound by a Scandalous Secret. And this is the Scandalous Summerfields series, and it's by Diane Gaston. This is essentially, from what I understand, a marriage of convenience type story. So it sounds really, really great. I don't think it's Christmassy, but I think it came out, like I said, November, December of last year. So I think it's kind of got that Christmas vibe to it. But I read the back of it, and it doesn't say it takes place during the holidays. So I didn't put it on my Christmas TBR. Yes, I do have a separate Christmas TBR on my Goodreads account because I only read Christmas books at Christmas time. So this one does not fit that bill, but it went into my regular Harlequin TBR. So yes, that will be a fun one. And the other one, who cannot, who doesn't love a shirtless cowboy? By Lauri Robinson, another Lauri Robinson book. This is Unwrapping the Rancher's Secret. This one does take place at Christmas time. I think it's about a couple that are reunited. I believe it said on the back of the book that they were actually step-siblings, but I don't think they grew up together, and I think that he comes back to town after his father dies to take his share of the ranch or something like that, so it sounds really good. But yeah, there's the cover, so yeah, I am looking forward to that one as well. And who doesn't love some free books? So that is all the ebooks, so let's now get into what is in the box. So the box is from, without showing you guys my address, Book Depository. I do love me some Book Depository. They're brand new books, and I find, though, there's not a big price difference between this and Amazon. If I price match between this and Amazon, the prices are generally within a few cents, very close to each other. What I love about Book Depository is you get the UK covers, and 9 times out of 10, I prefer the UK cover over the American or Canadian cover. So, let's jump into these books. Use my trusty old scissors to break into the box. Alright, let's see here. I feel like Steve. From Steve Donahue. With his epic mail hauls. His daily epic mail hauls. I'm jealous. Oh, look. They give you the little pull tab. Alright. Excellent. Ooh, I got a bookmark. Ooh. That's a nice edition of Gone with the Wind. That's a pretty bookmark. So there is, I guess that whoever designed it, bookmark designed by somebody in Malaysia, and their favorite book is Gone with the Wind. That's a great cover of Scarlett in the dress that she wore to Ashley's party. Yeah, I remember all the outfits from the book. Or the movie, I should say. Bill, we don't care about. So, first book I'm going to show you guys. Ooh, this is a nice edition. This is called Medieval. Sorry for the... Hold on. Hold the phone. Alright, now we don't have to listen to the box. First book is Medieval Intrigue, and this is Decoding Royal Conspiracies by Ian Mortimer. I have read his books before. I've read one of his books before. Generally, just so you guys know if this is your first time watching one of my videos, when I buy physical books, 9 times out of 10 they're nonfiction. I prefer my nonfiction in physical book format because they do tend to take me a little bit longer to read. And, I enjoy having them because sometimes there's pictures or whatever. So anyway, I've read one of his books before, and it is, the one that I read was The Time Traveler's Guide to Medieval England, I think it was. It's back here somewhere. but I really, really enjoyed it. So when I saw this one, I thought, okay, that looks like a lot of fun. So I decided to get it. Here's what the back of the book says. In this important new work, Ian Mortimer examines some of the most controversial questions in medieval history, including whether Edward II was murdered, the weakness of the Lancastrian claim to the throne in 1399, and the origins of the idea of the royal pretender. So just answering medieval, like, conspiracies and questions and stuff like that. It sounds like a lot of fun. I do love history, and this one is right up my alley. The other book is one that you guys sort of kind of have seen before. I did a book haul, a library book haul, a couple weeks ago when I did my, when I did a Friday Reads. And I had borrowed this book from the library. And I realized very quickly I was not going to get to it anytime soon before it was going to be due back. So I decided just to send it back. But I really, really wanted to read it. So I was on Book Depository and I looked it up and I saw this one with this cover and I squeed. And I had to have it. And that is The Invention of Murder. And this is by Judith Flanders. How the Victorians reveled in death and detection and created modern crime. So, yes, I am so excited about reading this one. This cover is just uber creepy and fantastic. And this is a nice, they're both big floppy paperbacks. It says, in this fascinating exploration of murder in the 19th century, Judith Flanders examines some of the most gripping cases that captivated the Victorians and gave rise to the first detective fiction. So, this is going to be so good. I cannot wait to read this. This might have to go next on my nonfiction TBR. But see, like I said, there's pictures, you know. Like, this is why I love a good nonfiction novel. Oh, there's a really nice, holy cow. So the notes section is that long. That's crazy. So yeah, this is going to be really good. Really, really good. There's the spine in case you're curious. So yeah. This is going to be so good. I can't wait. Sorry, I keep saying that. I'm just super excited. And I'm so glad because sometimes, if you order from Book Depository, you don't necessarily get the edition that you thought you were going to get, but I'm super excited that I did get the edition that I had ordered, so yay. So anyway, guys, that is it for my book haul. I hope you enjoyed it. As per usual, I will post links in the down bar or in the description box below to all the books that I've talked about, to their Goodreads page, so you can go check them out for yourself. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't yet, please do subscribe, and I will see you all in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Take care and happy reading, everybody. Bye.